Okay, hello. This time I want to talk about crossbows or crossbow licensing. Um, so I think in the UK, crossbows are very, very likely to be licensed, and I'll explain why. Now, please stick around with me for this one. Um, there is no proposal to license crossbows. No one in government is proposing these be licensed or banned. I've not seen any petitions calling them for to be banned or licensed, but that's why I want to talk about it now. I want to talk about crossbow licensing before anyone proposes it so we can counteract it. Like I said, I'll explain why I think crossbow licensing is very likely in the UK. Now, I'll start off by stating some laws as I usually do. You need to be 18 to buy a crossbow in the UK. You're not allowed to hunt with it. Hunting with crossbows and bows is prohibited under the Countryside and Wildlife Act of 1986, if I'm correct. I could be wrong. Might have the dates wrong. But point is, it's illegal to hunt with them. The only thing you're allowed to shoot with crossbows is inanimate objects, nothing living. You're not allowed to use them for self-defense. It's only for target shooting, and that's it. Nothing else. Well, and collection. You do not currently need a license. You can buy these online. Only requirement is you're over 18. You're not allowed to go out to the woods with them, or out to a field, or anything like that, an abandoned building, whatever. That is illegal unless you've got permission. The only place you can use these is in your own home or your own garden. Obviously, it's illegal to point them at anyone or anything like that. You have to be careful with these. They're serious. You could really hurt someone. With that all out of the way, I want to talk about why I think they will be licensed or banned. I think the more likely of the two is a license. Now, crossbows are extremely powerful. They're much, much, much more powerful than air guns, and of course, immensely more powerful than airsoft and paintball. Of course, if you shoot someone with a crossbow, you could kill them. Now, in my opinion, this is very unlikely because if the bolt is, say, in their body, it's very unlikely to travel right through, even with an extremely powerful crossbow. The bolt will probably stay in their body, that'll prevent them from bleeding out, but of course, as soon as you remove that, they're probably going to bleed out. With an air gun, of course, death can occur through misuse. This happened a few times, not that many, of course, but a few times. In Scotland, air rifles and air pistols under 12 foot-pound and 6 foot-pound already need to be licensed under an airgun license, which is actually harder to get than a shotgun license, which is honestly pretty silly. This is not the case in England and Wales. It is law in Ireland, Northern Ireland, I think. I'm not too sure on that. Like I said, you can buy a crossbow through the post. But like I said, air guns are licensed, and air guns are nowhere near as powerful as crossbows. Some people, of course, do commit crimes with crossbows. Some people try to go hunting with these, which is illegal. Now, in my opinion, it should be okay to hunt with these. I can't see why not. I don't believe we should have to buy all our meat from the shop. That's just my opinion. I've never done hunting in my life at all. This is just my opinion. Please don't hang me. Okay. Of course, if you were to hunt with crossbows, you would need the correct broadhead because these field tips won't do enough damage. They'll just severely injure the intended. They'll just injure it. It won't kill it, which is very bad. The government are also trying to ban the online sale of knives. Now, this also believes me to lead these will be further regulated. With everything, the laws are always changing in the UK with these things. Before, you only had to be 17 to buy a crossbow, and I believe quite a long time ago it was only 14 to buy a crossbow. But the laws around these keep getting tighter, and there are occasionally people being killed with them. I have seen that on a few articles. You know, you hear of junkies threatening people with them, shooting the police with them. A crossbow bolt probably will go through a Kevlar vest that the police are issued. I think I've seen some tests on that, although I can't remember. Even a cheap crossbow, I mean, even a cheap pistol crossbow like this one, these only cost about, these cost like less than £15, depending on where you buy them. I've seen them as high as £50, which is outrageous. even these are really powerful. I would not want to get shot with one of these. One of these really cheap pistol crossbows will cause a lot more damage than a top of the range UK legal, well, I say UK legal, doesn't apply to Scotland anymore, but more than a 12 pound air rifle. So I think these will be licensed. And I'll explain why I disagree with this now. Of course, I don't want them to be licensed because I have them. I have seen people who do own them say they want a license. A lot of air gunners wanted air guns to be licensed, and to me this is crazy. I've said this before, I had to give up my air guns because of this license, because I just couldn't have it. I'm not going to go into details, but I just couldn't have a license. Whether if a crossbow license was to be a thing, they would require safe storage. I don't know. That was the case in Scotland with air guns, I believe. You had to take reasonable precautions or something like that. You had to have like a gun lock on them. Whether that be the case on a crossbow, I don't know. Although there are some crimes committed with crossbows, it's not that many, and the amount of responsible users with crossbows outweighs the number of irresponsible users. Of course, I'm a responsible user. I follow the law with these things. I only shoot them at home. I don't take them out. I don't threaten anyone with them. I'm not stupid with them, and the majority of crossbow owners are. Now, another thing to consider when it comes to crossbow licensing is the price of the crossbow. Now, personally, I own 4 crossbows. My most expensive crossbow cost £115. That's not a lot of money for a crossbow. This one here was about £60, and this one here, the pistol one, was less than £15. But some crossbows are very expensive. Some, the bayonet crossbows cost anything from £500 to £2,000-3,000. And if you get a custom built medieval crossbow, you could be looking at £5,000. They cost a lot of money. Even the bolts are expensive. You're looking about £3 per bolt. So just imagine you've got someone with a crossbow that cost them a lot of money, that they're unable to get a license. Well, they're not going to be compensated for that crossbow, and I know that because the Scottish air gunners were not given compensation for handing in their air rifles to the police. So it's more than likely that will happen with crossbows. Like I said, there's many people who use them for target shooting. A lot of people say to collect them. I do target shooting and I collect them. They're fun to have, honestly. They're really safe if you're careful. I've never hurt myself with them, never hurt anyone else. So I would just like to make you aware that the chances of a license for a crossbow is quite likely. I mean, the government are continuously attacking airsoft as well. Decreasing the allowable feet per second, if you like, of an airsoft gun. I think so. That just further leads me to believe that they're probably licensed crossbows, or at least tighten up the regulation. Saying you're only allowed the crossbow under this draw weight or whatever, even though that makes no sense. They probably ban the online sale of crossbows. They're doing that with knives. So I just like to make aware. I don't know what we could do about it, but let's talk about this now. Let's make a fuss now before it happens, because once that proposal to license these are on the table, that's it. We've lost our crossbows, or we'll have to license them. So that's all I wanted to say. Please consider it. Consider what I've said. Please share this around. Give me a like so I know, people are seeing this. Please subscribe, because I've got a lot of content like this coming on the way. I've done plenty of videos on knives. I've got videos coming on different kind of guns, that sort of thing. So thank you for watching.